mirror, mirror on the wall business. And we have a good connection. Let's see how long that lasts. Hey, everybody. I'm talking to myself because no one's in the room yet, but that's okay. It's 9:01. Hey, Debbie, Norbert, already dead. Oh, got a handy guy. Good morning. Welcome. How's it going? Hope everybody had a great weekend. We are live here, and we are also behind the scenes in the YouTube. We got a window going where our moderators live, because I have moderators that help out, and I see that Amanda is trying to figure out her lighting. So I hope everybody had a great weekend. We are here. It's Monday. I can't believe it's Monday, and we're excited to be here. I actually got up before my alarm this morning. Crazy morning. I woke up like minutes before. It was a little out of place. I'm like, yeah. I don't know why. Can't explain it. My name is Sean Shapiro. I'm a police constable with the Toronto Police Service, and I go live on Monday to Friday. I go live on TikTok, and we do this answering the questions business. You know, we take your questions. They go in the Q&A. We answer them here live, and we have a lot of fun doing it. We're glad to be here. We're glad to be able to offer this to you. And without any further ado, I was going to say jump into the questions, but the only question here is from Neon saying good morning, and good morning to you, sir. And we lost Amanda. And QQ has confirmed we are in fact Gucci. Hey, I guess some business to get out of the way. I see you, Aven. If you are new to the channel, know that we answer questions in the chat and in the Q&A section. But if you want me to see it, make sure that you get it in the Q&A, because our magical moderators are the folks who are in the chat room trying to keep everything classy. They are the ones who are going through a lot of the frequently asked questions, letting us know what's going on. Ashton, thanks very much for the donation that's going to Special Olympics Ontario. We'll talk about that more later. No need to give us anything. We're police. We're paid to be here. At least I am. Our volunteers, our moderators are not. They're here because they want to keep it classy, because they believe in what we're doing, which is trying to give you the information you need to be safe drivers, to not get tickets because you know what the rules are. And generally, you know, we're here to help out and talk about all things police and traffic related. Let's see if we got some questions here. We do. Amanda's back. She's got some technical difficulties. Hi, Amanda. Hi, Q. How you doing? Okay.
Doing admin work, but good morning.
Admin stuff. Let me just drop your volumes down a little bit, because those mics are hot. Okay. So we're jumping right into it. We got some questions here. Here we go. If my dad is insured, can I drive his car with my G2? So here's the thing. Legally, from a police perspective, yes, you can. You're legally permitted to drive any car that you qualify for under your license, which would include his car, I imagine. In terms of your insurance, that's going to be up to your insurance. Now, many insurance companies say that if you live in the same house, you're required to be named on the policy and be listed potentially as a occasional driver. Now, if that's the case, then you need to talk to your insurance company. If you don't live in the same house and he wants to lend it to you occasionally, that's up to him, and you would be covered. I don't know why it's a difference of whether you live there or not, but there is a difference. So always check with your insurance company and make sure. Some insurance companies also preclude drivers under a certain age. So he may have to get a premium hike to allow you to drive it and be insured. So I hope that helps. I need to hydrate. I gotta. Hey, was that just because I caught the hydration at the right time?
No, that wasn't for you. That was for our viewers on YouTube.
Oh, my bad. We have viewers on YouTube. I'm like, what's going on here? Let me throw up the chat. There is a chat. Hey, Big Jeff Fresh, Sonic the Killer in the mobile gaming game. He is there, or they are there. I'm assuming Sonic the Killer. Tough. Oh, okay. Now I'm actually paying attention to what messages are there. So just for those who are confused as to what I'm talking about, we are streaming both on TikTok and on a second camera here, talking to YouTube. And it's the same stream. It just happens to be that you can see the mods on camera on one and not on the other. Okay. Let's see here. Is it legal to pull over on the highway to nap? That's from your boy Josh. So you're not allowed to park on the highway. I mean, if it's an emergency, you can't function, you're pulling over to avoid a collision. You can pull over because you're having an emergency, not to have a nap generally. It's very dangerous. You'd be surprised at how many people are actually struck that are on the side of the road. It happens. So you're not allowed to park on the highway, and you should probably move off the highway entirely to a safer location. So you can be charged for parking on the highway. What are the limitations to using a go-kart? You got to be on a go-kart track or private property. You can't use it on the road. So that's a significant limitation. I don't know what the context of your question is. Where do you want to use it? That would be important to your question, to your needs. Just to let you know, a reminder, or maybe it's not a reminder. Maybe it's the first time you're ever hearing it because you're new here. Please only ask questions once. If you spam the chat, if you ask the same thing repeatedly, we're going to mute you, only because it makes things difficult for our moderators and for myself to get through the lists of questions. And it's showing here I lost connection.
This guy's voice can rival Morgan Freeman by Cody.
Oh, thank you, Cody. Morgan Freeman. He's the man. I don't know about being up against him, but I appreciate even being put in the same room. He's the master. Let's see here. I got to work on his impression. I've always wanted to do the Morgan Freeman, but I don't know. I've been watching videos on TikTok and YouTube how to sound like Morgan Freeman. Okay. Can you install a front bench seat in a Honda Odyssey? I haven't a clue. In terms of can you change the seating positions, I don't know if this is center console or not. I don't know if it's physically possible. The big thing is you're going to need to. We gotta know you cannot. I know nothing about.
Odyssey does not make a bench seat for the front seat.
So, and you couldn't go and put a piece of wood there, right? Okay, I'm kidding. You certainly can't do a piece of wood. I don't know if there's any aftermarket available. I don't know if it would meet safety if you were doing that. So I'm going to assume no. And Q said no, and it was seconded by Auxiliary PC Amanda McDonald, one of our volunteers, one of our auxiliaries from the Toronto Police Auxiliary Program, who's actually stationed at my station. Okay, let's keep.
Not currently nor physically.
No, well, not in the building. Our auxiliaries are coming back. We're really excited. Okay. Bugsy wants to know: when you pass your G2, can you drive right away? Yeah. Once you pass it and your paperwork is processed, you're a G2. You can drive on your own right away. You're good to go. There's no waiting period that I'm aware of. Now, if you get your M2. Because you took a motorcycle course, there is a period of time after you've taken the test and passed it. You can't submit your paperwork. So I think it's 60 days. You have to have had your M1 for 60 days before you're qualified for your M2. So that's a different situation. But you were asking about G2. So G2, there's no delay. Once you're tested, you're good to go.
This one out of the way?
Yeah.
Because it's been in chat. Is chrome reflective tint illegal?
Let me see. I saw that. Here we go. Chrome reflective tint is illegal. Not in the back windows, but it is in the front windows. So you can't, first of all, you can't have anything on your front windshield. But the windows directly left and right of the driver, you can't have any reflective tint there because you can't prevent people from seeing in. It's actually a legal requirement that you not obstruct or obscure the interior of your vehicle. Tint is one thing, but you can't prevent someone from seeing inside, and reflective does do that. So it is illegal to have that reflective tint in the front, but I believe that you're good to go in the back because you can make it opaque in the back. I frankly wouldn't have anything in the back. Well, and facing the back, I think it would become somewhat of an issue, but because someone's head lights would reflect back, it could be an issue. I would stay away from it altogether. There you go. And and then a follow-up question about reflective. I heard that chrome wraps are illegal. Is this true? I'm not aware of that. I've not been told that they are. There's nothing that I'm aware of that says that you're not permitted to have reflective, because you can have a shiny car. What's the difference between a reflective wrap and a shiny car? One thing I can tell you about any wrap is if you change the color of your car significantly, you need to update on your registered. I'm not following what this is.
Reset.
Oh, reset the room. Okay, I would do that in just one sec. So in terms of reflective wraps, just that you have to update the color. If you change the color of your car, you got to do an update with the Ministry of Transportation that you changed it, because you could get a ticket for not having the correct color reflected. And just to let everybody know, welcome. We've got about 400 people in the room. My name is Sean Shapiro. I'm a police constable with the Toronto Police Service here in Ontario, Canada. And I go live here on TikTok Monday to Friday. We talk about all things police and traffic and answer your questions. So if you've got a question, feel free to to drop it in the Q&A. That's what I'm looking at. We've got a team of moderators who are in the room, and they are watching to see if there's anything that they can help with, because there's a ton of questions that I answer all the time. They are very knowledgeable. They've been learning both because of their personal experience in as mechanics, as auxiliary police officers, as just general amazing people. And then there's also, they've been hanging out with me a lot. So we talk a lot of traffic stuff, and they have those questions. If they can't answer it, they'll push it up to me. If you ask directly in the Q&A, it just goes to me. So there we are. Just also, please be kind. If you're in the chat, please be kind. We're trying to keep it classy. The moderators also have the ability to mute you if you're being disruptive. If you ask questions repeatedly, it just makes it messy in the chat, spamming it. So please be kind, and we will keep it going here for a full hour. We're going to be here till 10 o'clock. So drop in, stay a while, stay for the whole time. You're welcome to. And we will get to as many questions as we possibly can. So we've already covered this reflective tint and reflective wraps. Can you use your phone in drive-throughs? I love this question. So the Highway Traffic Act only applies in, well, the roadway, the highway, which is any road in Ontario, whether it be an expressway or a surface street. But when you're in a parking lot, it doesn't count there. So you can, well, let me say this, you cannot get a ticket for using your cell phone in a drive-through on private property. That said, if you get into a collision and someone says he was on his phone or she was on their phone or whatever the case may be, you might be found responsible for the collision. But then again, no charges in relation to that either. Hey, apparently I need to drink something.
Smackety smack.
Smackety smack. Yes, I make funny noise. Everyone makes funny noises when they are smacking their lips because they're dry mouth. Okay, 460 people in the room. Can we hit 500 people? Invite some friends. Let's see if I don't think we've ever been about 500 people. It's pretty cool. Hey, something to talk about. If you are a Discord user and you want to join our Discord, link on the screen. I'll follow up with a link on my my VoiceOver Cop Twitter. I'll throw a copy of that. If you're in YouTube, we'll put it in the chat. And Discord is a great place. We hang out. We talk about stuff all the time. And pictures of pets. Hey, we had 500 people. So if you're at all interested in Discord, come join us there. Here's another phone question. Can you use your phone at a red light? No, you can't. Phones at red lights is use of phone, and you would end up getting yourself a $615 ticket, 3 demerit points, and a 3-day suspension. So no bueno. Don't use your phone when you're behind the wheel of a car. The only time in Ontario that you can legally use your phone is when you're stopped at in a legal parking spot. You're stopped off the road, not driving, not interrupting any traffic flow, legally parked. So if it's a no stopping zone, if it's a no parking zone, not legally parked, even though you're pulled over, you could end up getting a ticket, and we don't want you to do that. And the intents of the ticket now, on your first offense, 3-day suspension. On your second offense, you're going to look at a 7-day, I believe. It just goes up from there. You don't need that kind of aggravation in your life. Put the phone down. If you do have the CarPlay, if you have a way of connecting it by Bluetooth, you can talk on the phone with your speakerphone. It's legal. Just don't touch your phone. And I get it. It's tough. We live on these things, but you need to do your best. Because anything less will result in bad tickets and insurance premiums, and you don't want that. Okay, how do police communicate with deaf drivers? Well, we do our best. We try and figure out what a deaf driver, someone who tells us they are deaf, needs for us to communicate, whether we write a note, whether they can lip read. We'll do our very best. And if a case comes down to it, we'll call an officer who knows ASL for sign language. We'll make every effort to communicate clearly and understandable. In handwriting and making notes is often the easiest way to go. Even typing on telephones sometimes. Can I lower my car without getting in poop? So the question is, yes, you can lower your car to some degree. It has to be considered safe. If you lower it so much that there's body rub or it interferes with your ability to drive safely, then your car becomes unsafe and you're going to get your license plates pulled for unsafe vehicle. Let's see here. And I was told it cannot be hella flush. There's got to be enough clearance. So if we compress your suspension and it causes body rub in any way, shape, or form, it's going to be pulled off the road. Let's see here. What happens when you go note, then 50 over? I'm assuming when you go 50 kilometers over the speed limit. So there's a couple of things. Depends on where you are. If you're driving 50 kilometers over on a road that is 80 kilometers an hour speed limit, or more, you're going to be stunt driving. If you do 40 kilometers over a speed limit that is under 80 kilometers, so if you do 160, that's 40K over, that's stunt driving as well. Or if you do 150 kilometers anywhere, that's also stunt driving. So what happens? Well, right now, you're going to get a 14-day impound of your vehicle, a 7-day suspension for your driver's license, and additionally, you are going to be getting a ticket for the stunt driving. It's going to be a summons to court directly. Now, what happens next? Bad things, because you're going to go to court and they're going to determine your guilt or innocence, and there's fines that are quite intense from there. Now, according to this, I've lost connection. Am I actually still live? I don't know what's going on.
Somewhat choppy loading.
We go. We're back. We're getting weird business again from the good old TikTok in terms of connection. But hey, we're still here. So now September 12th, a very cool day, happens to be the day where they are choosing to increase the suspension to 30 days for stunt driving. So any one of the triggers, 30-day suspension after September 12th.
Can you use a GPS suction mount on your windshield and
You
get
can.
a ticket for a
So if you have a suction mount and it obstructs your view, that's a problem. If it doesn't obstruct your view, you're good to go. Now I'm seeing again connection flip flop, so please let me know if we drop connection in the chat. But just to see, we're getting this again. I don't know if I should believe the blinky red light. Just want to look over.
Lag a little bit on TikTok right now, so it's kind of choppy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. Let's see here. Can I have a different light? Can I have a different light color on private property? If you're not driving on the road, can you have different colored lights on your vehicle? If your vehicle is not on the road, you're not governed by the same laws. So yeah, potentially private property and you never leave it. Sure. As soon as you go on the road, you're regulated as to what colors you can have all over your vehicle. Darkest window tints. What's the darkest window tint? You can have no more than 30% light blockage on the windows left and right of the driver. You can have nothing on the front windshield, but you can go as dark as you want on the back windows. Okay. Let's see here. Highway rules, flow of traffic or follow the speed limit. Legally, the only thing I can tell you is you can follow the speed limit. That's the legal. You can get ticketed for following the flow of traffic. It might be safe at some points, but it is not legal to exceed the speed limit. That's the whole concept of speed limits. They are the limit. So you're not allowed to legally exceed. How am I? I'm doing great. It's Monday. It's early. The air conditioning is not doing so well. Our connection kind of stinks. We don't know why. So it's interfering with our numbers, but we love you and we appreciate you sticking around through some weird laggy business. We don't know what's going on.
Are strobe brake lights illegal?
Yes, they are illegal. You're not allowed to have any strobe, no flashing, or what's referred to as intermittent flashes of red light. That is illegal. So if you add one, I see them on Subarus all the time, that center light that flashes like an Indy car, those are specifically illegal. And you don't want a ticket. You don't need that. Don't do it. Are underglow allowed on a motorcycle? So if you have underglow where it's actually projecting light down, you might end up with tickets. If you're just putting accent lights in the engine compartment, you're probably okay. The engine bay. What do you call that? It's the area around. Nindo likes my voice. Thank you very much. I like it too. I appreciate it. What if you exceed, I assume, the speed limit unknowingly on a downhill? If you exceed the speed limit, downhill, uphill, side hill, any hill, you could end up getting a ticket. At the end of the day, that you need to be mindful of your speed, and you're responsible for any overage that you do. Can I resell a car without registering it? I don't know what the rules on reselling vehicles are. But if you've got a ownership document and you hand it to the next person, I don't know. You have to talk to the MTO, but it's possible. I think that that's actually under the reselling cars or you're going to have to look into the MTO, but it sounds like there might be a problem with it. I'm trying to remember something about curbing and not paying your taxes, and it could be a problem. How do I buy a gun when I'm over 21? You need to have your possession and acquisition license, and that's going to be for use as a target pistol or a hunting rifle. It's not a self-defense tool, but you'd have to get a license from the government. So you have to take a course and pass a test. Okay. Any tips for writing my license test? If you're doing your G1, study the book. It's going to be 20 signs and 20 traffic related questions, I believe, 40 in total. And it's not that tough from what I've been told, but I haven't done this in a long, long time. I've been driving for about 36 years, and I'm sure the test has changed since I was on there. Okay.
Good morning, sunshine.
Good morning, sunshine. Who's sending that?
Ball 2.
What's that?
Dr. Kimball 2 says, good morning, sunshine.
Good morning, Dr. Kimball or Kimball?
Yes, Kimball.
Kimball. Good morning, Kimball. And good morning to everybody else. I hope that everyone's having a great Monday. I'm certainly enjoying being back on my regular schedule. I was starting at 8:30, jumping right into lives. This morning I got here at 6, got up at 4:30 in the morning. I was like, this is awesome. This is back to my regular schedule. I love it. Some people think that 4:30 in the morning is too early. For me, it means that I've got peace and quiet. I get to come in, start my day, and be ready for you guys. So it's relaxing. It's my system. Okay. And it was a little bit different because I was on camp mode for the summer. Let's see here. No way you pull someone over doing 10 over. Astro friend, we pull people over for going 10 over. Absolutely. Especially if it's a 30 kilometer an hour zone. That's 30% of the actual speed limit. So yeah, pulling someone over for 10 over, totally going to happen in those speed zones. 10 over on the highway, maybe not, because there's so many people doing 20 and 30 over that we're busy. But at the same time, if you're the only person who's speeding, maybe they'll still pull you over. You can't bank on that. The truth is speeding is not what we, or I should say what we're not looking for. We are looking for anyone who's speeding. We're not looking for someone necessarily 5 or 10 over, but if nobody else is around, you never know. Can I drive in the U.S. with a Canadian license? Yes, you can. As long as it's a G2 or above, you can drive in the United States. And are train horns legal on your vehicle? Train horns are incredibly loud. They're multi-horns. I've seen them on motorcycles in the States. And I guess the problem or question is really coming down to whether or not that would qualify as unnecessary noise. So if you were doing it just to do it, you might find yourself with a ticket. If you're just having it for show, you could be ticketed for unnecessary noise. It's a horn though. Trucks tend to have horns of that nature. You might be okay for the occasional toot. But if you're misusing it or not, it's a problem. And we're back to lost connection. And we're back to good connection. I can't tell if this is real. Okay. What exhaust decibel is too loud legally? Well, 74 decibels, I believe, is what's required under the mechanics side of things. But the truth is that it doesn't matter what the decibel rating is, because if a police officer observes you making unnecessary noise, revving at a stoplight, revving in general, riding at high RPMs when it's not necessary, playing your music too loudly, honking your horn when you don't need to be, all those things could end up in a ticket of unnecessary noise. So there you go. It's a thing. Yeah, the whole idea is you aren't supposed to be disrupting everybody else's peace and quiet. Now, moving on. Can we carry a passenger in an M2? Yes, you can. Passenger restrictions are only for M1s. You can carry a passenger with an M2, but you have to maintain a 0 blood alcohol content. New G driver with a G1 driver on the wheel, question mark. Yeah, the G driver to supervise must have 4 years experience combined, G2 and G. So if you just got your G and you only had your G2 for a short time, no, you're not qualified. You have to have 4 years total experience between. And that is a problem because you can get charged, the driver can get charged for a drive unaccompanied because you don't qualify as an accompanying driver. If you have an expired license, what happens? Depends on when it expired. Right now, if your license expired and it expired from March 2020 to now, it's considered valid. The Ministry of Transportation during the pandemic has said that any driver's license or validation sticker is deemed to be extended until further notice. We're waiting for information as to when that changes. And yeah, I understand some people are finding some lag. I apologize. We are having some weird connection issues today that cannot be explained. Yes. And I think I just need to get some serious connection. I need a full-time connection here. We need a cable modem for us. Okay. What underglow color is illegal? Okay. Legal and in illegal colors are don't get underglow. Use it on private property. You can't have red. You can't have blue. You can't have green for sure. Then any color at all could be also violating other rules. So if you have anything other than white or yellow to the front, that's a break of the rule. What is this? What is going on here? Something tried to install. I don't know what's going on. Okay. If you have anything other than red or amber to the rear, that's breaking a rule. Yeah, so don't do underglow on the street. You're looking for trouble. Can I throw garbage out my car? Banana soda. I don't know what joke this is because no, I don't know if it's a banana or a soda, but you can't litter. I have issued a ticket. I had a guy run a stop sign, throwing a cigarette out the window while he did it while on the phone. He got 3 tickets: the stop sign, the cell phone, and littering. It was a great day. Okay. Okay. Mario Kart. That's great. Does a dog count as a passenger in the HOV lane? No, they don't. They are our furry friends, our pals. They are magical in so many ways, but they are not passengers for the purposes of the HOV. Okay. And I'm just going to mute our banana throwing friend who has asked several times the same question. Please don't mute. Please be kind. We're trying to keep it classy. Okay. Vehicle license plate stickers, when do they need to be updated? So we've established that they're extended until further notice. The issue is that when we finally start enforcing them, when we finally start being told that they're no longer extended, there's going to be a lineup of a gazillion people, and you don't want to be stuck in line with a gazillion people. It's just going to add stress to your life. Be stress-free.
Lag.
Yeah, we're back to good connection, but it was a red dot for a moment ago. So no idea why we're having such hard times today. Are the satellites down? What's going on, TikTok?
Not sure, but people are missing their answers to the questions when you're answering, so it chops off.
Which ones have we missed? I don't know how we're going to, you know what? It might be a good opportunity for you guys to come across to our YouTube channel because we are doing the same thing on YouTube. If you run it on 2 windows, or you can certainly go to Traffic Services Toronto Police on YouTube, and you will get us there. And then you also see Q and Amanda, who are diligently typing on their phones and trying to support you guys in the chat as well. Yeah. You can even get us on Twitch right now. We're on Twitch. But going on to the Q&A, back to the original question of when do stickers need to be updated, you should update them now. There's no discount. You'll pay the same amount whether you do it now or next month or however long the delay is, because they're back charging for all the time during the pandemic. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Different colored halos. So, okay. Jay wants to know about halos in the front of window. As long as you're not projecting light forward, halos aren't really a problem. Those are those rings around the light. You often see them in BMWs and Hellcats and stuff like that. Yeah, the deal is that you can have those as long as they're accents and not projected lights. You're okay. Some people put accent LEDs to make the mirror glow. Again, as long as you're not projecting, you're good. Is it Gabu K? Gabu says, have you ever considered radio? I have. I'm on the radio. I was just on the radio on Friday. I joined the News Talk 1010's Jerry Agar show with Jerry Agar, and we were talking traffic and stuff. So who knows? Maybe in my next career, when I retire in many, many years, maybe I'll go play on the radio if they'll have me. Okay. Someone asked about open alcohol. Please answer. So you can't have open alcohol while you're driving. Doesn't matter if you're a passenger or a driver. No open alcohol in the. You can't consume it. You can't hold it. Can't stare at it. And yeah, it's a thing. Also applies to marijuana.
Lag.
We're back to lag. This is bothering me.
How do you feel about the blue plates, and do they have to be exchanged back into the regular plates?
So the blue plates, they suck. They just don't work. They're horrible. I love the way they look. I really do. I think they're so cool. But not when they're lit up with lights at night. They become invisible, and thus they are not functional. So you could, after a certain point of time, I know they're doing an exchange policy. After a certain point of time, you might find yourself ticketed for not having exchanged them. If you really want to keep them because you love them, hang them on your wall and get a new set of plates for your vehicle. Okay. What happens if you have a loud exhaust? Well, hopefully you have an exhaust that includes a muffler, because if you don't, that's a ticket. And if your vehicle is making too much noise, whether it be from your stereo, your horn, or your exhaust system, or lack thereof, it's a ticket for unnecessary noise. Just going to look over here. Sean, sorry, go ahead, Q.
Oh yeah, I was just going to read that to you. Years ago, my driver's ed instructor told us we cannot turn right when the across traffic has an advanced left. I never was able to find anything about that.
So the deal is with turning right is you have to ensure that it's safe to do so. I missed that, Amanda. What was your hand signal? You're muted.
Did you mute her?
No.
Leo wife said that they would love a wave back, so I waved.
Oh, I think my kiddos are watching. Hi guys, good morning. It's my first day since not getting them ready for camp and being with them in the morning. I love you. They're watching from home. So back to the
wave.
What's that? Oh, I'll cover here. I'll take it away. Now you can wave. Do you want me to make you big?
Sure.
Okay. Here's the big. All right. Do you want me to leave you big? No? Big, small? Okay. Okay. So going back to the deal with making a right turn on a red while there's an advanced green is that you still have to make sure it's safe to do so. You are required to ensure that turn is done in safety, which means the advanced has a priority. So they've got to do that. And you can make the turn, but you have to make sure it's done safely or you're at fault. So let's see here. I think that covers it. May you all have a great weekend. Thank you. Okay. The kids saw message received. Awesome. Let's get back into the Q&A. Let me know if there's anything else we got here. Someone, go ahead.
Sorry.
Sorry, what?
I sniffled into the mic. I thought I was muted.
Oh, see, until you told us you sniffled, we didn't even realize. Okay. Someone pulling out of a plaza, you entering. Who has the right of way? Pulling out of a plaza, entering a roadway, they can be charged with, well, if they cause a collision, it would be fail to yield from private drive. You have the right of way. You're pulling in, they're pulling out. They have to wait and make sure it's safe to do so. They also have to stop before exiting from a private drive onto public property or the road. Let's see here. I have 2 license plate lights. One is burnt out. Is it okay? You need to have a license plate light, 2 of them. As long as you're properly illuminating, just change the light bulb. But you shouldn't get a ticket for having one out. Having no license plate light is a problem. Okay, let's see here. Are you supposed to wear your TPS hat at all times? Yeah, it's part of our uniform. We wear hats. If we don't have our hat on, is it a problem? It depends on what we're doing. Sometimes the hat comes off. We don't wear it while we're doing certain things. But generally speaking,
buildings.
Yeah, you don't wear it in building. Oh, that was loud. We don't wear it in buildings. We don't wear it in our cars. But generally speaking, you should have your hat on. What's the max limit on local speed cameras? Like when do they trigger? They trigger. I have no idea when they trigger. They're a City of Toronto run program that we don't have anything to do with it. They trigger when you go over the speed limit. That's probably the most accurate answer I can give you. I don't have a specific number. But I imagine more than 1 kilometer. You probably have a 1 kilometer easy safety zone there. Okay. Oh, is TPS actively using the auxiliary program during COVID? Good question. And apparently we seem to have lost connection on our TikTok again. So I'm expecting some serious lag. And then we're back. I don't know what's going on. So the question was, TPS actively using the auxiliary program with COVID. So we've had a very long hiatus where the program was not active. And Amanda, who's one of our moderators on screen on YouTube, can attest it's been slow. But auxiliaries have been called back into the program, and it's starting up again slowly. Other auxiliary programs have had people, but it's now getting back into business. Yes. I'm going to write a long email about my laggedy lag issue with, and we're lost connection again. I don't know if it's my phone. We paid our bill. We paid our bill, really.
Great.
Okay. Yeah. Auxiliary program coming back into the business. You should definitely join up if you're interested in volunteering. Drink while there's a lag.
Well, it's because it cuts your answer when it's lagging, right? So they're
Yeah.
just going to miss all that information. You might as well.
I don't know. Here's the playback. There will be a playback, and that's available. We're going to have this living forever on our YouTube. So if you missed your question, if we lose you for some reason, please come back. You can always go and get your. You can play back to your minutes. Check your clock. You'll know exactly how many minutes into the hour you'll be in order to find what I was saying. But I can't explain why we're having problems because we are usually pretty stable. Okay. Is it safe to start answering? I don't know. Okay. Okay. Is it legal to give money to homeless people at the lights? Well, it's illegal for them to approach your car to get the money. It's not illegal for you to give them money. So it's a perspective thing. You're not going to get a ticket if you give them any money. But they do pretty well for themselves. That's quite the money-making venture. There's some folks there that do very well. But they're not allowed to approach you. And they can't do it.
Whose fault is it when a door from a parked car parked on street opens fast and a collision occurs?
The person who opened the door, they can be charged for opening a door into traffic. They're definitely responsible for the opening of their doors. Okay. That's a good question. I don't think we've ever been asked that before. We should put this in the calendar, like new question, because we get a lot of repeat business. A lot of the same answers asked regularly, but this time is a brand new one. It's very cool. Center lane, what's it for? Depends on where you are. It might be a multi-use lane for allowing drivers to turn left and right onto side streets. It might be a buffer zone not to be used at all. It really depends. If you look at the lines, they're suggesting what you should use it for. If it's a solid lines, you shouldn't be in it. Let's see here. Oh, so Ashton wants to know, he's in the YouTube chat, asking why a person can't approach a car for change. It's under the aggressive panhandling. I think it's under Safe Streets Act. There's a specific rule against it, and that is why. When traveling buses do 110, can I do 120 or 125? Nobody can go over the posted limit. Doesn't matter if you're a bus or a car or a truck. No one's legally allowed to go over the speed limit. Okay. Oh, yeah, that was a good one. I love this one. Can cyclists get tickets for blowing stop signs? Yes, they can. They are responsible to do the same thing as cars, which is stop. And people always say, you know what, but I'm here exercising. You're interrupting my exercise. There is no better exercise than stopping for a stop sign and starting again. So there's no excuse. No excuse. Is it legal to lane split on a motorcycle? No, it's not. Not in Ontario. You could find yourself charged with careless driving. Let's see here. Oh my goodness. My polygraph on Thursday for the academy. Super nervous. Where are you? We don't use polygraphs in Ontario, so I'm curious, Ryan, where are you at? Let me know. Curious. But polygraphs, yeah, that's a stress-inducing experience. You know what? Be honest. The whole idea is to be honest. And I got a lost connection thing, so I'm just going to wait until I see a green light. Oh, I got a green light again. So, Ryan, to you, polygraphs are to find out if you're honest. Even if you tell them bad news and you're honest about it, you be honest. But good luck with that. Hey, Q, what's up?
There's this question from before, and his question wasn't answered.
Okay.
Hi, I have Ontario license, but Saskatchewan insurance and plates. How many days until I can change it over, or do I have till I have to change it over?
I believe it's 30 days. I believe you have 30 days to make the change. And it might be slightly different. You might have 60 days in certain situations, but if you assume 30 days, you will be in a far better situation. Because then you will have suddenly, if it's longer, you got a bonus. Okay. Do you call 911 if you hit a deer? If you hit a deer, I'm assuming you've got damage to your vehicle and potentially injuries to yourself. It might be an emergency. That being said, is it an emergency? If it really depends. I would. A collision may be a 911 situation. If it's just dinner that you've caught, it may not be. I didn't get a reaction I thought I was going to get.
I was listening, so then I wasn't reading. I was listening. I'm like, okay.
I've heard of people who have cooked up dinner, but I imagine is it a reportable collision? It might be, because you have an obligation to report any collision over $2,000, and a deer could seriously cause that. So it may be a report to the collision reporting center rather than calling police. It all depends. Every collision, is a different situation. Atlantic Police Academy, Holland College. That's from Ryan. Good luck, my friend. That's it's good stuff. So I don't know how it works out there. I know I have a friend who used to teach at the Atlantic Police Academy, but I don't know much about the laws surrounding it. Rob Baker is just saying that he when he was driving, he saw a truck smoke a deer, then recovered from a spin and continued. Wow, that's wild. Okay, moving on. I was pulled over for a red light, failed to stop. That is what happens when you fail to stop at a red light. Is there more that you wanted to share? Other than I'm assuming you got a ticket for running a red light. Okay. Would pedestrians ever be at fault? Yeah, they cause collisions just like other people cause collisions. And when they do, we charge them. At least I do.
We need to do a follow-up research probably. Is a half-ton pickup allowed to double tow? For example, tow a travel trailer and a boat behind it.
I love when people ask this question. If you are in Ontario, maybe I'll wait until I get the stable. Hey, we're good connection again. Okay, double tow is not permitted, period. Not at all. In commercial situations, with a conversion trailer or dolly, you'll see the Land Cruisers or the road trains. That's your double tow situation. A personal vehicle or a non-commercial vehicle cannot double tow. You can't have a camper and a boat. That doesn't work. You're not allowed to have it. I hear all sorts of people saying that it's true or that it's illegal. Sorry, I hear all sorts of people saying it's legal and trying to justify it. And I'll repeat, in Ontario, not legal. Do not do it here.
Would I get in trouble if I kidnapped a goose?
I imagine a goose would be able to defend itself, but yeah, I don't know if you've ever had an angry goose chase you. I used to work for a software company years and years and years ago. This is the mid 90s, and there was like a group of geese that would just attack people who would go out for lunch, and that we were all deathly afraid of the geese that guarded the front door.
I was gonna say, I have follow-up questions. If you succeed, you might be in for an award or something at that point.
Yeah, but being that they're protected, I imagine kidnapping is bad. As soon as you use the word kidnap to describe the activity, I'm going to say that it's an indication that you should not be doing it. Just saying. Let's see here. Can I drink coffee while driving? Drinking coffee while driving is not illegal. My friend Scott Marshall, I was thinking of a Scott. Scott Marshall will tell you it's not safe. He's the safe driver. You should check him out on TikTok, The Safe Driver. He is a funny dude, and he happens to be an incredible teacher and educator and blogger and you're a YouTuber. I think he's on YouTube too, but he's definitely a podcaster and now a TikToker. And he'll tell you don't do it. But I do it. I feel like I feel like I'm rebelling against Scott's advice whenever I take a sip of coffee. Okay. Can I get an overnight parking pass for a month? I have no idea. What is the most I can tint my car? Or I imagine my window was a cutoff. It said windows, I think. Yeah. How much? What is the most I can tint my windows? with 4 question marks because Ontario guy wants to know. Nothing on the front windows. You can have up to 30% light blockage on the windows left and right of the driver. That's the maximum. And then you can have whatever you want on the back windows. It really doesn't matter. As long as you have one functioning rear view mirror, you're good to go for the legal requirements. You can't have tint that is over 30%, so 70% must get through. That's for the 2 front windows, or the windows left and right of the driver. And you can't have reflective tint. I'm now finding myself having to talk about that because there's this chameleon tint that's reflective that people are asking about is not legal.
Can we elaborate on that? Do we use demerit points for having tint on like passenger doors? Do you remember like the ways back in like the 90s or so where they only have like the passenger side that's heavily tinted?
Yeah, well, you can't have it on the left or right. So yeah, it would still be ticketable at that point. Excuse me while I cough. Excuse me, pardon me. I don't have a mute button, otherwise I would have muted you. I could mute YouTube, but I can't mute TikTok. So, okay. Let's see. Are detectives real? They're not just a figment of my imagination. Detectives are real. They're not only are they real, we have them in the building. There's all sorts of different things. There's private detectives that has nothing to do with the police, but we have detective constables, detectives, which are sergeants. We have detective sergeants, which are staff sergeants. It's confusing, but they are real. What is a pedestrian? You want the legal definition, but a pedestrian is someone who's essentially walking or deemed to have the same rights as those who are walking. So if someone has a wheelchair, they are a pedestrian in the eyes of the Highway Traffic Act. And we're about to get a bunch of lag. And now we have a green light. This is very frustrating. Okay.
Will it jeopardize driving license if a person is asked to sit for a wakefulness test?
A wakefulness test?
I've never heard of it either.
Yeah, I've never done that. What is that? I don't know what that entails. Give us more information. I'll have to do some Googling about it. But I'm not aware of any wakefulness stuff. Okay. What is the fine for having 6 people in a 5-seater car? The person, you have to have a seat belt or a seat with a seat belt for every passenger. So first off, it's going to be a ticket for no seatbelt to the person if they're 16 or over, or to the driver if they're under 16. I'd have to look up to see if it's a driver charge for driving with more. I don't remember if it's a ticket for the driver at all. Let me see here. It's about occupying.
For over occupancy?
Yeah. It's under the seatbelt. Oh, wrong thing. That's school buses. Permits and plate rules of the road. Hey, there's seatbelts. I think it's about occupy. So yeah, there's a whole thing about fail to occupy. Where is it? Driver failed to No, I don't think that the driver is going to get charged if there's more. But it also depends on if it's going to be a condition under your learner's permit, I think. But that would be under OREGs. Yeah, for sure it's going to be a seatbelt charge. Beyond that, I have to look it up. Does a passenger on a motorcycle have to be sober? No, they do not. They don't have to be sober.
It's highly recommended, though.
It's definitely because they kind of have to stay on. Mind you, I've had passengers fall asleep in the back of my motorcycle and just hang on, which scared the heck out of me because I'm like, why aren't they answering me? They're like dead weight on my back. It was very weird. And I always worried that, if they just changed position and leaned back, would they leave the motorcycle and go for a flight? Yeah, that would be really uncomfortable. It made me very nervous. I pulled over. Let's see here. Casacat says this is a question that came up on the YouTube. I was on TikTok. I was on TikTok and didn't see if you answered my question. Are you responsible if you don't report a suspected impaired driver? No. Morally, you may have some questions that to answer, but no, there's no responsibility as a civilian. If you mean as me as a police officer, I see a lot of dancing here. As a police officer, I'm obligated to do all sorts of things. We were dancing. So as an officer, I'm obligated if I see criminal activity. Now, I don't have to worry about obligation because I'm already on the phone. I'm already calling 911. I'm putting in all my observations the second I suspect anybody is an impaired driver, because to me that's an emergency, and I'm all over it. I've been involved with quite a number of off-duty arrests and stops and such for impaired drivers. So yeah, I'd be all over it. If I failed to do something and it was determined that I knew about it and failed to act as a police officer, I imagine there could be charges, but I don't know how anyone would know, because determining somebody is impaired is there's no guarantee. It could be a whole bunch of things. So you probably have a hard time getting in trouble for it, but would it be against my morals? Yeah, I'd be all over it, looking to lay a charge there or take that person off the road. Open a new one.
ASMR.
Okay. Yes. So, let's see here. We got all sorts of folks who want to jump onto our chat. Thanks so much for wanting to be on our and join our screen, but we don't take anyone out of the audience and put up on screen. We don't know who you are. So as a police channel, we want to make sure that we have the right folks. We have to know who you is.
Get to know us. Let us get to know you. Hop in our Discord.
Yes, Discord's a great suggestion. Jump in our Discord. Become one of us. Okay. Can I get a ticket for no seatbelt in a parking lot? No, you cannot. Highway Traffic Act doesn't apply. Is it okay to practice driving in an empty parking lot? As long as they don't have any issue with you being there, then it probably isn't a problem. Okay. Ashton with hydration. I read it after I hydrated, but still. Here's the Discord link for anyone interested in that while we wait for our really annoyed by our connection status today. Let's see here. Oh, where's my personalized water bottle? I left it at home this morning. See, I'm back on my schedule of waking up at 4:30, and I didn't want to wake up my family with the ice machine. And that particular water bottle really needs the ice machine. I want to fill it up with super cold water. I got to come up with a solution. Maybe I put ice in it the night before, because it's awesome, and it actually keeps the ice frozen. Ice frozen. Huddle Talk TV. What's going on?
Fill it half full of water and put it in the freezer the night before. Top it off with water when you get up, and then it'll stay cold all day.
For a thermos style, doesn't that hurt it when you put it in the freezer?
Hurt it because it's an insecure object.
Insecure? Hurt its feelings?
I'm still salty that it's using that term as insecure and not unsecure. Okay, let me have my moment.
I'll let you. Yeah. Okay. Hey, can we drive with slippers? Hey, yes, you can. Slippers are completely unsafe as an option, but not illegal. I would suggest strongly against any kind of footwear that might become dislodged or unattached from your foot and become lodged behind a pedal, making it possible or difficult for you to control your car safely. Let's see here. I bought a car off Kijiji, pulled over a $3,000 fine. You're going to have to give me some more information, Crazy Albertan. I don't know enough about what you're stating, because what were you charged with? Let me know. Let's see here. Are you a radio DJ? No, never been a radio DJ. I DJ'd when I was in high school. I did those weddings and bar mitzvahs, but it didn't sound like this then. It was a slightly a different pitch. In any case, I have not or ever have been. I've not ever or nor I don't know. Maybe I will be one day, but I'm not a radio DJ yet. Let's see here.
Rob Baker asks, "Can I drive with my left foot? Like drive, steer, or like?"
I imagine control the pedals. There's no law saying that you must use your right foot to activate the accelerator or brake. It's just not advisable. So you could, and driving with 2 feet, again, not advisable, but it's been done. Race car drivers tend to is it double footsie? I don't know what they call it. It's a foot and you're muted, but I know you're reacting. I just don't know what you're saying. I'm stressed you out. Okay. Can kids sit in the front seats on vehicles? So it's not suggested. We suggest 14 years or older for front seat, and certainly we want to make sure that they're not in car seats. There's all sorts of issues that Amanda can address right now.
So the front seat isn't the issue, it's the airbag. So if you happen to have, say, a single cab truck that the airbag can be turned off, then they could ride in their car seat or whichever up there. But you do want to keep them away from active airbags until basically they've hit puberty.
Did you tell me that that you can no longer get a switchable on-off airbag?
Yes. So in the US, they've made it regulation for a few years now that vehicles can't be manufactured with airbag turn-offs. So we share vehicle fleet, so it's kind of come up here as well. But some older vehicles would still have it.
Okay, so if you can turn it off, you could be good, but if you don't turn it off, it's bad. Are CB radios still legal? You can have a CB radio. They're legal. Can you use them while you're driving? It's a handheld communication device, potentially, unless you're a licensed ham operator, which would be not a CB, but an amateur radio band. We're going to have to look into it if CBs are excluded. But generally speaking, if you're holding it, even if it's a wired communicator like a speaker mic, then you are technically violating. But CB radios are so uncommon now. Who would you be talking to?
Ronan Rose 138's birthday today. Can we get a happy birthday for Ronan Rose?
Absolutely. Happy birthday, Ronan Rose. Now, what information do we have? Do we have any other information other than it's your birthday?
No.
Just that.
Do you want me to ask?
No, it's okay. Just have a very merry birthday. Oh my goodness. Have a very happy birthday. That's awesome. Birthdays everywhere. We should do like a birthday shout out component of our day. We should celebrate birthdays.
Their birthday question is about jaywalking.
Oh, okay. Let's hear it.
They wanted to know if jaywalking was legal.
Ronan Rose, is jaywalking illegal? There is no jaywalking law in Ontario. Jaywalking is an American term, and I don't even know if it differs state by state. And I see lost connection, so I'm going to pause. Now we're on stable connection. I'm going to wait till we have good connection. Now we have good question. Okay. So is jaywalking illegal? There's no jaywalking law in Ontario. However, if you are crossing the street within 50 meters of a signalized intersection or crosswalk, you may get a ticket for that. If you're crossing mid-block, like there's all sorts of, you can cross, you have to make sure it's safe to do so. And you could be charged for certain things, usually when you're in close proximity to a crosswalk. Then you're suggested that you do it. But I mean, think about the situation where you're in the middle of in a country road, or you're in a street you're in the middle of a stretch of road where there's no crosswalk within a kilometer, within 600 meters. Well, it'd be unreasonable to say go walk for a mile to cross the street. It's not going to happen. Let's see. Is it illegal to drive with high heels? No, it's not. It's not illegal to drive with high heels. Mandy Major wanted to know. You can drive barefoot as well, but very often we'll find people changing to flats when they drive, and that's probably the best thing, because it's, as much as it's not illegal, it's not ideal. Okay. Clear this one out too. Let's see here. Common law. What is this? Hi. Hey, we're 2 minutes away. Look at that. We got 2 minutes. I got notes everywhere. We're coming to the end of this episode. It's been quite a ride. We had over 500 people at one point in the room. That's pretty amazing. I want to get this one first. And I want to understand. I don't think I understand the question. Common law owns insured only. Can I drive the car? Common law owns. I don't know what you mean by your question.
Common law, like as a couple, there's one person that has the insurance on the car. Can I still drive it?
So yeah. So if you live in the house, you live together, you might have to be on the insurance policy. That's going to be up to the insurance company. If the vehicle is insured in Ontario, the vehicle is insured, meaning that any licensed driver can operate it, unless there's some situation that the insurance company put on a statement saying under a certain age, or I'm not allowed to let ABC person use it. They may name you specifically, not allowing you to use it, at which point it gets into some muddy water. So check with the insurance company. But ultimately, if you're licensed and they let you use it, generally speaking, you're okay. So we're at the end of the time that we have available, but I want to ask everyone who's left, follow us. I probably should have asked when we had 500 people, but hey, I didn't. So hopefully they did anyway, because they just loved what they were seeing and hearing and being involved. To everyone who jumped over to YouTube, thanks so much. We appreciate you coming over. It's a very different look, isn't it? Having the mods on and being able to see sort of what's going on with all their waving at me to tell me to hydrate on a regular basis. That happens. And we appreciate it. They are the brave ones. I'm not saying the other ones aren't brave, but the ones who are willing to be on camera, we appreciate. Maybe we should just have a whole, 15 or 20. No, maybe it would be too much. In any case, it's been a blast. We can be found here Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Because we do this all the time, and we put out content all the time. In fact, when I disconnect here, I'll be going on and doing a very quick segment at 10:15 where maybe we skip it. Do we skip it? Ashton's upset. Maybe Ashton should be on screen one day, and then he can be less upset. So we might be on the YouTube again in a little while. In any case, I have to create some content for the day and then do a whole bunch of other things. So I'm going to get going. It's been a blast. Thank you so much. And we'll see you tomorrow, right? 9 a.m. See you then. Take care.
Bye, TikTok. And YouTube.
Hey, and since I'm still talking, if you didn't get your question answered, we're going to lose it. So throw it in the Q&A in our main channel, or comment and on a video that we have, so we can see it and we can try and respond to you there. Now it's really goodbye.
Okay, now wave.
Okay, wave.
Okay, bye, TikTok.
See ya. Okay. Well, we're still live on YouTube. Hey, it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild, pretty crazy. I don't understand this whole business for having so many issues with our connection. The connection should be good. It's
you know who's live right now that you should jump in on?
Who?
Not an undercover cop.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Hold on a second. Let's see here. Not an undercover.
Yeah, he is live right now.
I'm jumping in here.
Okay, let's do this. Behind the scenes. Are we still live?
Well, yeah, we're still live. Mind you, I can't bring him on screen here, but let me put on a different headset so I can hear him. But I don't hear him. Oh, because I should hear him. Here we go. He's talking about a paranormal thing. So this is where he was in a washroom, and he saw feet, wet feet. I think he's vibing about this. I don't know if he's going to be.
I don't do ghosts.
He's talking about ghosts right now. Apparently, it was in his church where he does all sorts of filming, and the deal is that there's a family staying on the third floor, and their child had drowned and died. So he's freaking out, and his content has gone all about this recently. He's totally on this thing. I'm not going to disturb him. I'd love to chat with him. He's a lot of fun. He's actually going to come onto our show at some point. But I think based on the fact that he's all about the haunted business right now, I don't want to mess with his stuff. To talk about police and traffic.
His jive.
I don't want to mess with his flow.
One day we have to see your setup. My setup or Sean's setup? Who's rubbing their table?
Not me.
I'll mute myself.
Sorry.
I have an exercise ball chair. So that's
what that is. That totally explains the sound I was hearing. Okay.
Yeah, so this is what you guys experience, or what we do behind the scenes. That's more like, who's doing this? What is that sound? Where is this going? Keep it rolling.
Oh, here, Nathaniel, if you're still around, what's the fine for having my radar blocker in my car? So a jammer, I want to say, I always say the same thing and it's always wrong. It's $240 and 2 demerit points, and we have search seizure. Let's see here, radar. It's 170. See, I say it's 240, and I'm always wrong. It's 170 and 3 demerit points. That's the story. That is the story.
He's on the wrong side there, Rob.
Who's he where?
Rob Baker asked, "Are you an iPhone or Android guy?" So I responded, "He's iPhone. Amanda and I are Android. I like him even more now. Rip. Ashton, you too? You know what? That spring cleaning about to happen real quick now."
Yeah, I'm all about Apple. I used to work for Apple years and years and years ago. I was actually a hardware technician as a co-op student, and then so I worked on like Mac Pluses. I even have boxes of unopened motherboards in my basement. I have all sorts of stuff. I have like 30 Macs in my parents' basement that I never got rid of. I have to get rid of, but I haven't got rid of them yet. And but I'm all Apple. I'm not anti-Windows. I just don't like it as much. So
are all TPS phones our iPhone?
No, we have a mix. My first TPS phone, which I hated, was a Galaxy. Like I forgot it at home regularly because I disliked it so much. And then once they life cycled it, and I got a new one. I got an iPhone, and I literally walk around with 2 phones everywhere and love it. Even though, and I can only tell the difference because I have a Pro Max as my own, and then my work phone is just the 11. So it's a little bit smaller, and it's a huge difference, but it's a little difference in any case.
Roger's parents are with NRP.
Oh, right on. Okay, cool. I've actually got to reach out to them because they're doing a lot, not to your parents specifically, but to the police service, because we want to get them doing more TikTok stuff. You know.
All right. So we're gonna do some behind the scenes recording and stuff like that. Prepare for the 10:15 with BZ.
Yeah, I got to quickly do a quick recording, and then move on to doing the 10:15, which is really going to be a short show. It's just going to be a little almost like a service announcement. I could probably just keep talking here.
Okay.
Hi. Oh, I got stuff.
Oh.
Oh, thank you very much. Cool.
That Anna?
That was Anna. It's amazing that you know everybody in the office now.
She knows them better than I do.
Wild.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so? It's Anna, though. You were right. Okay. All right, here we go. I might just record this one while we're live. And we lost Amanda, and we got Amanda. Amanda, you say you have ghost stories, but I think your phone or your device is haunted.
I keep resetting because the sound goes robotic, and then I can't hear what's going on.
I imagine this is a you thing or your computer thing.
My modem is or my Wi-Fi is like way up over there, so I'm just really far away from it.
Gotcha. All right, cool. I'm going to record a quick TikTok. It's a response to Noel Hosey.
Oh, I still just
Noel or Noel is fine.
Noel or Noel.
Ashton says he wants to see your setup. Seems super cool. You don't want to see the cable.
Right now it's a mess. I actually have more cable. I don't even know what these cables are for. I had a KVM switch on my desktop, and it's not an amazing setup. I want to clean it all up. You know what? Maybe I'll do that today because I got some time, and I'll clean it up, and I'll post a photo on my Instagram. That's what I'll do.
That beeping and like dinging and like
that's
that.
My phone.
Mm-hmm.
There, I muted it. To be fair, it was Q messaging me that was setting it off.
Okay, so when you're streaming, always set your stuff to like vibrate or like silent. So like there's just a visual.
There are rules, people. There are rules. I don't even know these rules.
Says the dude that leaves his phone on loud when he's streaming.
Who?
You.
No, that's a speaker. That's different. I have no notifications. My phone, I don't even know if I have a ringtone because they are physically switched to silent 24/7.
I love how you're looking at that camera to talk to us, but like,
yeah, I'm so used to looking at this camera, not that camera. This camera, not that camera. Yeah, but actually, I actually turned on the camera to record a video right now live. I'm going to do it live.
That's mean, Ashton. Pardon me.
Emma with no headphones. Just saying. Okay. I'm gonna do this live. We're doing a behind the scenes live. I'm actually gonna record a TikTok answer live right now.
You guys get the taste of bloopers and what we do.
Yeah, maybe not bloopers. I think I did this before.
Okay.
I say not bloopers because I think I'm going to be so slick that it's going to be a single recording. It's a really simple one. So I'm going to see. So if you mute you guys for yourselves for a second, I'm going to go and record this. And I'm not going to be looking here because I'm going to be looking here. Yeah. Okay. And just to give you some preface to preface the video, I'd say the question is what are the documents you need to have What are the documents you need to have with you when cop pull you over? Yes. Okay, here we go. Ready? Okay.
I'm going to interrupt him right when he hits record.
Of course you are. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, here we go. What documents do you have to have with you when you're pulled over by the police? Let's talk about it. First off, you need your driver's license. You need that little plastic card that was sent to you in the mail after you passed. Yeah, that's the card you need. It has to be valid, and no picture or photocopy is going to be accepted by police. Secondly, you need to have your ownership document. That's that motor vehicle permit. Yeah, you can bring a photocopy as long as the photocopy is a true copy, that's both sides, and that it was copied when the original was still valid. Lastly, you need to have proof of insurance. The insurance copy, whether it be the little pink card or it is the electronic copy emailed to you, see, that's the only thing you can have an electronic copy for. Failure to surrender any one of those can result in a Highway Traffic Act offense. Now, CVSA, any of your commercial drivers, you're going to have other documents as well. But for regular drivers, that's all you need. So hit follow and get more information like this whenever you want to. And that's it. One take. What do you think? Horrible?
I don't know. How you phrase like after you pass sounds like after you kind of like
pass. Yeah, no, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I can do that again. Now, you know what? I didn't
the wording of that.
I didn't love that part either, but you know what?
Okay.
Okay. So there's a take one. Super cool behind the scenes. You know, it's weird. This is sometimes it goes really, really well. Lots of cactuses. Hello, good morning. How's it going? It's funny. Sometimes it's real quick and really easy, and sometimes it's a bunch of takes. I had this all done, and I said, you know what? I don't want to post it. So it was a couple of takes before, and I didn't want to post it because I forgot to mention commercial vehicles, and they do require all sorts of other stuff, and I don't want to give people bad information. So I'll do it one. I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do it again from the top. Okay, here we go. Okay. What documents do you need when you're pulled over by the police? Let's talk about it. Firstly, you need your driver's license. That's that little plastic card. Yeah, that's the only thing that we accept. And what happens next? See, I had a great flow for the first one. Now it's going to be multiple takes. This is the blooper reel, people.
See? Told you.
Yes, and it has to be a clean blooper.
First one, though?
No, I didn't, because you said it was horrible. So I said, okay, Q says no.
I really didn't like the part where you were
See, and that was enough. That was enough for me. Okay, we're going to do it again. Okay, center myself. Be ready. The first time is always good. See, after this first time, the rhythm is broken. It's forever. Okay. And I got all sorts of phones, notifications everywhere. What documents do you have to have when you're pulled over by the police? Let's talk about it. Now, what I'm doing is I'm doing it in parts now. I'm getting smart in my old age. That part, saved. Now I'm going to continue. First things first, you need your driver's license. That's that little plastic card. Yeah, that's the only thing. Start again. Not again, just from that section. Firstly, you need your driver's license. That's that little plastic card. Yeah, you need the actual card in Ontario. Nothing else will suffice. No photos, no photocopies, nothing. Just a card. Okay, breathe. Gotta break it down. Okay.
You got this.
Pepe Pat says, what's your TikTok so I can follow? It's Traffic Services, @Traffic Services on TikTok.
There's Q on it.
What? Q? Oh, Q. I didn't. I thought that was a typo. It wasn't capitalized. My bad. I'm reading out of the corner of my eye. Pepe? Is it Pepe or is it Pep?
Pepe Le Pew?
I don't know.
Pepe Pat.
Okay, here we go. Secondly, you need to have your motor vehicle permit. That's that ownership document. Yeah, the green one. Either the original, or in this case, you can also have a photocopy, as long as it's a true copy, which means front and back, and it has to be a copy of an original that was valid at the time that you made the photocopy. Lastly, your insurance documents, either the pink slip or an electronic copy. It's the only thing you can do electronic in Ontario. I don't like that version. Crap. Okay. I think I started. Okay, I did it from the. Secondly, you need your motor vehicle permit. That's that green form that. Secondly, you need that motor vehicle permit, the ownership document. You can carry the original or you can carry a photocopy as long as the photocopy is true, being both sides of the document, and that it was photocopied when the original was valid. Lastly, you need ownership. Nah, you see, so close to being a good one. Maybe we'll do this off camera because in 2 minutes I got to go live for the next one. Okay, it's a failed attempt, and we'll do it again later. All right,
start. What you have right now?
What's that? No, I cleared it because I want it to be all nice and smooth. It was just because I said past, huh? Yeah, well. Listen, thanks to everyone who's been joining and watching the behind-the-scenes version of what we do. And we'll be back tomorrow, 9 a.m. for this show. But if you come back in just a few minutes, we'll be doing a live broadcast, doing some updates about Vision Zero enforcement team, and very quick and dirty, and then back to work. So, people want to know what you're drinking, Ashton. Ashton wants to know what you're drinking, Q.
Mocha cookie frap
with a paper straw.
No, I changed it to a boba straw because I couldn't stand the paper straw.
Yeah, I don't agree with paper straws. I think it makes everything taste gross. Maybe I just need to grow up and stop drinking with a straw.
I don't agree with paper straws.
No, it's very offensive.
There, okay. But
I have
thanks, guys, for
ones.
joining us and supporting us. We really, really appreciate it.
Absolutely. And to everyone who's here, I'm just looking for anything to make sure. No, we're good. All right, have a great one, and we'll see you soon. I'm going to ending the stream.
On all platforms?
On all platforms, and I'm going to relaunch it with a different title.
Okay.
On different platforms as well. Okay, talk to you soon.